Let's be honest, I'm not paying £300 for a rucksack, but finding one that's budget friendly and high quality is way harder than it should be. This one might be different though. I tested it on real wild camping trips, and here's my honest opinion. People talk about paying £200–300 for a rucksack as if everyone can do that, and that's fine, but only a select group can actually pay that. It just doesn't make sense for everyone. Beginners or people like me who have the experience but just genuinely want a bargain. This is the EUROHIKE Nepal 65 litre. This bag's £25 from Go Outdoors if you have their membership card. The card only costs £5 a year, so make it £30. Not a bad price, but the bag does have its setbacks. We'll come to them later though. If you can't be bothered going to Go Outdoors or working out any of that shebang, I've linked it down below so you know where to find it. People go mental for ultralight gear these days. Ultralight packs, tents, a bit of paracord instead of a belt, anything to shave a few wee tiny grams off of their setups, just to realise that losing a hair bobble worth of weight isn't worth it, especially when your trousers won't stay up anymore. So for all of the ultralight gang, be ready to click off the video. Hook it! I have stuff in it, I can't show you out here. This pack weighs 1.45 kilo, heavier than ideal, but for only £30 you can't expect much more from it, unless you're turning a carrier bag into a rucksack. Needs a wee bit of tightening. Lovely natural background. This is supposed to be in the UK, by the way. I can't see because of the sun. See before I left the house? Rain, hailstones, rain. Got here, clouds, sun. A rucksack's capacity is one of the most important elements. If it's too small, you can't take what you need. If it's too big and you're like me, you tend to ram everything you think you might need while you're out for one night. You know, you've got your tent, your 2 mats, your 2 sleeping bags, your 6 litres of water, your 3 dinners, 5 power banks in case there's a worldwide power outage. At 65 litres this pack has enough space for everything you should be taking. It's enough to comfortably fit your gear without being too tight or too roomy. I've noticed a fault in the capacity though. Comparing it to this 45 litre Highlander bag, the biggest difference I noticed when buying it was the top compartment. There's nothing too important in there. There's a few more litres of space in this top one. There you go, I've just got my weight in. There's a few more litres of space in it compared to the 45, that's obvious. When the bag's actually full though, this compartment becomes quite compressed and doesn't allow you to use it at full capacity. This only seems to get worse when you tighten these top elastic cords and put like a sitting mat or some other piece of kit in there. It seems to draw the compartment together, tightening it and making you lose some space. I think after using this pack about 10 times now out on trips, I'd say the true capacity is maybe 55 to 60 litres. It's probably the higher end of that scale, but it's important to keep in mind if you plan on buying it. Compartments and pockets on rucksacks make a huge difference when you're out on the move. Personally, I like having loads of storage options that are really easily accessible. This bag honestly lacks that. The side pockets are really big, enough that you can fit 2 500ml water bottles inside. They fit nice and snug even when your pack's full. It has a few nylon webbing attachment points so you can hang stuff from them if you need. This includes some bungee points and a trekking pole holder, so it's fit to hold up to 2 poles at once. I have also stored my tent on the outside of my pack when I've been heading back home and it's been quite soggy. The top compartment we talked about earlier also has a little clip for attaching stuff. The main compartment access isn't anything special, but it's pretty solid. It's very big inside and it has a thin, cheap feeling pocket against the back of the inside. This is just big enough to fit a water bladder if you're using one. There's also a zip point so you can access the main compartment from the very bottom of the bag. The zips aren't smooth, they feel a bit clunky, mostly on the side pockets. Quick little side note, there's actually a zip between the bottom section and the middle section so you can separate them if you want. The biggest downside of the storage on this bag is the lack of mesh pockets and any hip storage. I love a good mesh pocket. This can be made up for if you've got an external hip belt for quick snacking and access to kit, but if you don't have one it's the biggest downside for me. Some mesh pockets would be nifty on the side here. or even the front. It would just add a little bit more versatility to the pack. Comfort's king when you're out hiking, and a bag that makes you miserable isn't worth a penny. I'm going to talk about padding, because padding out this video is what I'm trying to do so I can run mid-rolls. The padding on the back is thick, like extra thick, and I think that's to compensate for the metal bars that run through the bag. These are the only part of the bag that I genuinely dislike, but they do keep the structure of the bag intact. The shoulder straps are fairly padded. My only gripe is that the whole strap is attached, other than this little dangly piece. On occasion this slips away and you have to readjust it. It's something I can look past, but definitely keep it in mind. The straps all over the bag are pretty much what you would expect. Your load lifters, shoulder straps, hip adjusters, but there's one odd thing about this hip belt. It's a really odd design. It tightens when you pull the strap away from your hip rather than towards your hip. I'm just so used to that pulled design that this kind of threw me off at first, but it's actually kind of comfortable. And if you don't like loose dangling straps, I take mine and I stuff them just through the hip tension belt, and that just keeps them nicely secure, nice and snug. This is the quickest section. It's no waterproof. The bag's completely waterproof, so it's not The bag's completely waterproof, so it's not waterproof. What are you talking about? The bag's completely nylon, so it's not waterproof at all. You either need to get a rain cover, or if you don't care, just line it with some black bags, even contractor bags, and that'll keep your stuff dry. I've taken this bag out in my adventures on the channel numerous times now. I've taken it hot tenting, backpacking in summer and autumn, and it's performed really well. It wicks sweat really well, and it's generally been really reliable. I have seen reviews on this bag from people saying that the back support poles have either broken or snapped entirely. I haven't had any of those issues, and I've yet to see them happen. I also haven't had any noticeable problems with fabric tearing on the bag, other than this little weak point right here, but other than that it's been a really solid and rugged pack. I normally carry between 12 and 15 kilos of gear, sometimes up to about 17 if I'm carrying my camera on me, and it's felt quite comfortable. As comfortable as you can get carrying that much weight on your back. Look, comparing this pack to a higher end piece of kit is tough, because it does have its strengths, price, space and comfort, and it has its weaknesses, storage, waterproofing and weight. The Highlander here is everything I love in a pack. It's spacious, there's tough materials, it's adjustable, and it's full of storage options. I can say with pretty good confidence that if I had the money I would go with the Highlander. However, the Nepal is a bag that I wouldn't overlook, and I honestly advise anyone who wants a bargain, one that will get the job done, to get the Nepal 65. All round it's a solid bag with some reasonable downsides, and honestly you won't find yourself disappointed at the price. You know what to expect, and I hope I've helped you decide whether this is worth the money. I've got my beginner camping playlist and adventure videos up above. I'm Will Camping Adam, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.